Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this VPL 2 promotional playoff between Brunswick Juventus and Springvale White Eagles, coming to you live from Lakeside Stadium, all thanks to Football Victoria YouTube page. My name is Alex Sifkarowski, and joining me in the commentary box is Oliver Walker-Pill. Welcome, Oliver.
Thank you, Alex, and welcome all. What a day this is. 6 teams with hopes of getting something out of today. The first game of 3, Brunswick Juventus and Springvale White Eagles in this VPL 2 promotion playoff. Both these two teams have worked a fair while and done a fair bit to get here, but there's only going to be one winner, however long we might need. It should be a great occasion.
Absolutely. What a game we've got in our hands. They know that promotion is on the line to VPL 1. A win here today and you go into club folklore as a team that managed to get promotion. A loss, and unfortunately you have to wait another season to get back to that promotion. Well, Brunswick Juventus finishing 3rd in the regular season had to play Goulburn Valley Suns in their knockout semi-final. Coming away winners 2-1 thanks for a double from Lockie Smith. While Springvale White Eagles, they had to do it the hard way. Ollie, they had to go through 120 minutes, and an unfortunate they had to go for a penalty shootout, which Springvale won 5-4. So they'll be really amped up for this game.
Certainly will. Let's take you to the teams, and we'll start with Springvale, who make one change from that win over Altona City. 37-year-old and club legend Goran Zoric drops out. In comes Mo Kademi for a bit of a reshuffle for the Springvale White Eagles. In goal is Tom Hull. Possibly a back four of Luke Isles, Faisal Sakazada, Aaron Morris and Daniel Bennett, although that does tend to switch into a back three at times. Sitting will be Liam Wolstenholme, part of a 3-man midfield with Mohamed Kademi and Josh Miller with a front three. With Mickey Garmo on the left, Sam Olarit on the right, flanking Kostas Vakatzos through the middle. And Alex, Brunswick Juventus, a club you know very well. Yes,
one change for Mick Cullenjala's side. Coming in is Dimitrios Paraskos. Coming out is Lachlan Campbell, Jamie Gazelle, number 4, Theo Resti, 5, Nick Simioy, the captain, 8, Luka Lovic, number 9, Lewis Gilboy, the goalkeeper, Liam Price, Dimitrios Paraskos, number 13, 17, Lockie Smith, number 18, Christian Tramontana, 22, Greg Siamoa, and Ring Tagaki stays in the lineup. Well, pretty simple. Brunswick Juventus in the usual black and white strip, and for Springvale White Eagles in their red and blue strip. It will be Springvale who get us underway here. Brunswick playing a 4-2-4 lineup. So, Ollie, who's your pick for this game here?
It's hard to put your neck on the line, isn't it? This could go either which way. And I know I'm sitting on the fence, but yeah, this is a really tough one. I'll say Springvale White Eagles just to put the balance on, because I know where you're leaning.
Well, it's good to have a bit of a 50-50 split. And there we have it. It is the Eagles who get us underway. They'll be kicking to the left of screen, while Brunswick Juventus will be kicking to the right. It's already starting to heat up here as the Eagles going forward. And it'll be an early throw. Good crowd coming in for both these sides. Still people lining up to come in. So it'll be interesting to see. It's an action day of football here. We've got VPL 1 and obviously the big one, the grand final in NPL Men's Victoria. And luckily, I'll ask you again who your tips are, but I'm not quite sure you're sitting on the fence for these ones.
I suppose we'll get to those later, though, because Springvale looking for an attack. It's thrown long into the box and turned behind by Lewis Gilboy. The Scouser gets it behind for an early Springvale White Eagles corner. Sam Orritt drifts over to take. One of 5 players in this 11 who were promoted from State League 1 last season, so looking to get back-to-back promotions on their CV. The former Mornington winger takes it short. That's in from Wolstenholme. Top of the box. Deflected as Bennett tried something. It drifts behind for another corner. And the early momentum is being built by those from the Serbian Sports Centre. Andrew Skladar will be happy with this start. Just over a minute gone, but White Eagles wasting no time getting out of the blocks.
Greg Siamoa there, just pick up a knock. He's back on his feet.
So a second Sam Orritt corner in quick succession. Stands it up, back post, Sakazada arriving, falls at the top of the 6-yard box, and it's scrambled clear by Nick Simioy into touch for a throw. They were scrambling there, Brunswick Juventus, but they get away with it and see it clear.
Early pressure there from the Eagles. They're looking to get that early goal. They know how difficult it is to break down this Brunswick Juventus side. They want to get that early goal, calm the nerves, and it's going to be a long throw here into the box. Head of the way, still a hot ball. Simioi clears. Tagaki, another chance here for the Eagles. Awkward clearance there. Tramontano goes for the line. It'll be another throw. Early pressure here from Springvale, looking to equalise.
Good recent record for Springvale White Eagles. But not against this team. Sakazada, the byline. Trying to work something out for Springvale White Eagles. Cross couldn't quite work, but they'll keep hold of the ball high. Opportunity might present itself for the Cat Sauce. It's out of play. And it's another Springvale White Eagles corner. Just to finish off the point, Springvale White Eagles are looking for their first win over this club since 2016. Brunswick Juventus have gone through a name change since then. They were the Moreland Zebras back at that time. So it's not been a club that the White Eagles have enjoyed playing against, even given their good 18 months past. Of course, they haven't crossed paths with Brunswick Juventus in that time. Another Sam Eric corner. Left-footed front post, flicked on!
Oh!
And headed off the bar, and somehow away! Mickey Garmo with the chance. A Brunswick Juventus player down stricken in the goal mouth. Appeals over towards the sideline and beyond, perhaps. It was Mickey Garmo's header. He got up. An expert stop at close quarters from Liam Price to help keep that one out. And to be honest with you, I'm not sure how it stayed out.
That was a big moment in the game there, Mickey Gamo, but Nick Simioi once again putting his body on the line. The captain is showing why he's wearing that armband. He was in the thick of the action last week against the Suns, and so much so he's in it again today. That's how much it means for him. He wears the club badge like a heart on his sleeve, and he's just appearing that he's down there. Let's just hope it's just precautionary. The medic is there, which is a good sign. So a break in play here. Might be a good opportunity now for Brunswick Juventus just to calm things down, get out of that defensive zone. They've been under the pump since the opening minute in kickoff, and now just to settle the nerves a little bit, Ollie.
Yeah, certainly. They have been under the cosh, haven't they, in the opening few minutes. So as much as they won't want to see Nick Simioi down and receiving treatment, there might be a silver lining in this break in play. Just a bit more on Nick Simioi, who was a club junior. He left the club back in 2013, back when they were known as the Moreland Zebras. Played briefly for Melbourne City's senior team, a couple of A-League appearances back in 2015. And he was booked here in his last visit as an NPL player. He's formerly of Avondale, played here in a game in 2018, excuse me. Against South Melbourne.
Still down, so let's just hope he's okay. It's a big loss if he has to leave the field there. Ollie is the captain, the inspiration for that defence. He leads, like I said, with his heart on his sleeve. He makes sure he puts everything into every game. And if they lose him this early on, it's a big moment in the game. Obviously, they've got Lockie Campbell who can come on, or Mitchell Graham. But they really hope that he can get back on his feet. Which he has, which is a good sign. Will he stay on is the question. Or will that force Mikel Andrella to make an early sub here?
It's not a hand he wants forced, is it? Particularly with the player concerned.
I can't see anyone getting ready to come on, so it might be just precaution, just make sure the necessary checks are in place, given the all clear. So Brunswick Juventus will be down a player in the meantime, so that might change up the back four a little bit as Liam Price looks to bring it back into play. So not the start that Brunswick Juventus wanted, cleared by Aresti. Headed away that time by Morris. A little flick on there, but Aresti again, and we've got another player down. This time it's Springvale Wild Eagles, so both teams just in the war zone a little bit, both clashing and the players going down, Ollie.
Of course, it's a playoff final, so it's not just a normal regular season game that will take more for players to go off your field. Give an extra 10%. Let's try and push their team over the line. You don't play in these games every day as Mohamed Kademi gets himself up. It's his first season in this spell with Springvale. Joined from the Bentley Greens. Also played his junior football at Berwick City. What a cauldron he's been thrown into. One change for Springvale, a relative youngster. A lack of experience, but there's no better way to get experience than to be thrown into a game like this.
And looks like
the hand is forced.
Yeah, Nick Simioy coming on Lachlan Campbell. So big loss there for Brunswick Juventus. They've lost the captain. Let's just hope he's okay. And it's more precautionary. So Lachlan Campbell now got to fill big boots. He's got to deliver for his side as they go wide to Gazelle. Playing it, a little flick on to Smith that time. A chance now for the Eagles. Mickey Gamo really busy early on. And Nicoletta Sotiropoulos there deemed that one was out. Got to introduce our referees. Lucas Matea, Luke Geminatis, Nicoletta Sotiropoulos, and the fourth official is Daniel Woodyard.
Thrown in. Sakazada playing it first time for Katsos, trying to lift it over the top. Looking to release Sam Orrit, but it was well kept by Liam Price. West Australian goalkeeper, his first season at the club after signing from Stirling, Macedonia. Morris watching this back. Going back for the Wigan-born Tom Hull. And strong over the top was Josh Miller. One of a number of players with NPL Men's Victoria experience out there across both clubs. Brunswick Juventus have it back. Takagi giving it away. Smashing down the line, but out of play. For a Juve throw. Worth a mention too that it's a birthday for Lucas Matea. He's 26, our man in the middle. He'll be handing out the cards possibly rather than receiving them. Won't be a card that a player will want if he has to brandish one. The ball forwards. Price slicing it away. Orrit first time saw the opportunity. It was blocked by Theo Aresti. Bodies flying everywhere. And Brunswick Juventus will get the decision to the ire of some of those Springvale White Eagles playing staff.
Something that they need to be careful of is Liam Price. He does love to come out. He's at times a little bit of a rush of blood to the head. He needs to control himself there. He needs to make sure his clearances are good. That time he was very lucky that they didn't come back over his head. He has been caught out a number of times in the season, which has cost him the full 3 points. So just need to calm down today. There's plenty of time with this one. They're finally getting to the attacking half as the clearance from the Eagles. And it's going to be another throw on the halfway line. Chance for Brunswick Juventus to turn their attention to attack. Played almost 12 minutes here. Half of that has been, unfortunately, for Nick Simioy. And we'll try to get an update at halftime how he's going as Gazelle now on the right-hand side. Looks to play it down the middle. Lovely touch there from Lovic. Don't they need a big game from him? Gazelle whips in a ball, did take a deflection. No one really attacking it. Gilboy now composes himself. Got a bit of space in front of him. Gilboy cuts it back. Cross comes in, dealt with by the Eagles. Lovic again. Plenty of red shirts in the back line. Eventually they clear. Tramontana hitting it down. And an awkward clearance that time from Brunswick Juventus.
They've settled back into the game, haven't they? Brunswick Juventus. Maybe that injury stoppage might have helped them in some ways. It didn't help them in others, of course, with the injury to Nick Simeoy. So here for Josh Miller to take, formerly of Dandenong City and Langwarren. Set to hoist this one into the box. She does. It's headed away by Tramontana, only as far as Miller, who'll get another go. Right-footed, tried to sweep it in. And cleared as far as the edge of the box. Kademi couldn't make the most of the time with the ball at his feet. And forward here for Brunswick Juventus is Siamoa, who tries to drift down the Juventus left. He beats one, sends it in early. Bennett back there, and Morris should send it away for the Springvale White Eagles. Cleverly letting it run. Sam Orrit. He won't do anything reckless. He's happy to go back and keep the ball. Best spell of the game is from a Brunswick Juventus point of view, Alex.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a good ball in, but unfortunately for Smith there, he had two players in front of him, wasn't able to get on the end of it, but they need more of that from Gilboy and Siamoa as well. If they can get the front four just clicking, you feel like they can get on top of Springvale and put the pressure back on them. They've steadied the ship from that opening couple of minutes. It's now they've got to turn their attention to attack. It's Smith now looking to go down the line. Plenty of red shirts around. Gamo very busy early on. They need to stop him. It's a ball over the top. Price, he headed it away. Probably again just needed to be cool, calm, collected there. And it's another throw here for Springvale.
He actually did really well. Given the position he got himself into, he should have been a yard further back so he was inside the box, but to contort his body in a way that he could head it out of play, he actually did okay there, given the position he put himself into.
I think the gaffer might have a few white hairs after today's game if Pricey does that a few more times, but as long as he can keep a clean sheet, I think he'll be more than happy.
That's if he's got any hair left from pulling it out. Another long throw. Miller towards the front post, not dealt with yet. The second header will help it clear for Brunswick Juventus. Happy to send it long. Did mention that it's a feature of Liam Price's game. I know I joked at kickoff that saying I know which way you're leaning. It's long and Sakazada will be kept away from that. That's not at all to question your professionalism, which is second to none. It is just to make the point that you've seen Brunswick Juventus more than most, and you've illustrated earlier on that that's a part of his game that White Eagles may be able to catch them out on.
Yeah, it's as exciting it is at times. It's sort of nerve-wracking where you just think it's not required, but that's what makes goalkeepers special, and you wouldn't have it any other way. 9 times out of 10 they do a fantastic job, and the one time they unfortunately concede is where they get punished, and there's a chance here for the Eagles. Another deep cross into the box. Just a little bit too far for Gamo, former Altona Magic player. Cross comes in. It was a big chance here. Just gets stuck under the foot. They're scrambling. It's a goal line crim. It's Tramontana there. There's legs everywhere. And the referee will eventually blow his whistle. But another big moment in the game there, Ollie.
Huge chance for Sam Orrit. Tried to eventually get it square. It looked like the opportunity was there for him to shoot. Price making himself big at the front post. He has already scored this season against Brunswick Juventus, Sam Orrit. Did so all the way back in May, in a 1-1 draw back in round 16 in Keysborough. How he would love to repeat the dose this afternoon.
Doesn't have 6 goals to his name, so definitely knows how to score them.
6 goals and 10 yellow cards, so if he's not on the score sheet for his goal-scoring acumen, he's in the game one way or another. It's very rarely quiet in a game of football. Sakazada works it across. It's sloppily given away, but Brunswick Juventus couldn't keep it for too long. Had a play off Mitros Paraskos, formerly of the Dandenong Thunder, amongst others. Dentist by trade. Will he be smiling at full time? We'll have to see. Gazelle shifted on down the line. And again, it's a Juve player unable to trap it. There's Lockie Smith, who was the hero last week. Juventus maybe struggling with the occasion inside the opening 17 and a half minutes. Paraskos getting his head in. Chance here for the Katsos, who got goal side but couldn't keep it away from Tramontana initially. The Katsos keeping hold of it, had no right to win the ball back off the feet of Tramontana, and did well to buy his team a corner.
Yeah, good effort there from Springvale. Really kept going. Played to the whistle. Brunswick Juventus there just looking a little bit shaky as Tramontana lost his footing. And it's another opportunity for the Eagles here. They've really owned the opening 20 minutes here, Ollie. You feel like they just settled into the game a lot better than Brunswick Juventus. Obviously, Brunswick having their captain coming off, but they've just got to get to the half-time break without conceding a goal and then really reset for the second half like last week against Goulburn Valley.
Absolutely. It's Luke Isles over to take this corner. He was once on the books at South Melbourne. Left-footed, sends it in, deep ball, and too much on it for Gamo. Behind for a goal kick.
Yeah, a bit unlucky there. Gamo thought that it did come off a defender in Lovic, so the wind is blowing to the left of screen, so that's favouring Springvale at the moment. Maybe that's the reason why Brunswick just sitting back a little bit. That's a poor ball straight to Gamo now. It's Springvale again on the attack in the middle of the park. Happy to concede a little bit of ground to Sakizada. He goes back to his keeper in Tom Hull. Awkward clearance there, straight to Lockie Smith. And they need a little bit of magic from him today. And Sakizada did score in their round 3 clash. Unfortunately, Brunswick winning that one 2-1. Cleared by that time by Aresti. Awkward ball there, and Hull managed to pick that one up.
Yeah, smartly defended there by Aaron Morris. Northern England connection there, perhaps. Aaron Morris, formerly in the books at Bury and FC United of Manchester, alongside Wythenshawe Town. You mentioned that Tom Hull is originally from Wigan. Former Wigan Athletic youngster, as that one's sent forwards. Price, again, well off his line. Almost playing like a third centre-back at times, but White Eagles there, caught offside. Almost outfielder number 11. How high he's coming to deal with balls forwards. And I'm sure for Andrew Skladar and company that would have been maybe item 1 on the whiteboard.
Another ball given away there by Theo Aresti. Chance for Springvale to go into attack again. Favouring that right-hand side, Ollie. I've seen a lot of time the ball's going through the right-hand side rather than the left. So interesting how Mick Calandrella assesses that in the second half. But they do have the wind behind them, so I suppose that they're going to take advantage of that as Tramontana goes a lovely ball over the top now. CMR on the shot there. It's defended well. Was looking for Smith. Lovic. Play on, says the referee. The Eagles now look to go forward. Too heavy of the ball. And this time Price will be happy to see that one go over the line for a goal kick.
It looked like a ball forward, but I was just wondering for a split second whether they were trying to catch Liam Price out there. Because again, even there, he's a fair way off his line compared to where he could have been. Maybe one to watch. He slips as he plays that one. Juve goalkeeper. Isles having to be watchful, but watchful he was. He went over, thought he was fouled, and the officials disagreed with that. So here for Gazelle. Wants it down the line. Well played by Takagi. The byline. Gazelle up there with it. Digs out a right-footed cross, a deep ball. Gilboy will go back and track. Tremontana, former Preston Lion. Cross for Lovic. Lifts it on. Gazelle controlling it, sending it in. Dangerous enough delivery. Takagi didn't really gamble. Delicious ball to the back post, but no one there to get anything on the end of it. It went behind rather harmlessly in the end when it might not have done otherwise.
Yeah, I'm not a gambling man, but in these games, you've got to take every chance that comes your way, especially in an attacking half. And Takagi there, just in two minds whether to attack the ball, but you've just got to roll the dice sometimes. You never know, you could get on the end of it. And just the slightest of touches could go past Hull. So a lot better from Brunswick, but they need more of it in this half.
They're getting a foothold in this game finally, Brunswick Juventus. Tremontana sidesteps one. Ball, but it comes unstuck. To keep hold there, Gamo. Towards the right for Vakatsos. Campbell back there to defend. He was on a little bit earlier than he would have thought, but he's taken to this game well, like a duck to water by the lake. This team have got some defending to do though here. This will be a long Miller throw into the box. Towards Orrit, who got up early. It's another corner. And that's one way to build momentum, is set piece after set piece after set piece. And that's been the order of the day so far for the White Eagles.
Yeah, they've had a couple of corners now, really putting the pressure on Brunswick. So they're hoping that after a while they can find a bit of a gap and break them down. And it does take a lot out of you after getting almost 4 or 5 corners in the opening 25 minutes. So back four and Price have to be on their toes here.
Despite playing for South Melbourne, Luke Isles, he never played an official game here. Ball into the box, punched away by Price as far as Orrit, who didn't get on top of it and sent it well over the top in the end.
Something that Brunswick have struggled with is just outside the 18-yard box. No one is there from the midfield or the centre forwards just to block it. They've had a couple of shots at it. Luckily, they've been blocked a couple of times, that time going over the bar, but they really need to ensure if anything gets cleared, someone has to be there to ensure that the shot doesn't come back as easily.
Juventus with a better place out of these two teams. Had an extra 5 points on the Springvale White Eagles. They were 9 back of the Eltham Redbacks, who went up in second. Well taken down there by Gilboy. Try and work away down the left. Cuts it back, looking for Gazelle. It was under hit for him, and forward go the Springvale White Eagles. Orrit will get it back off the 1-2. It's nice football. The cat sauce was well dealt with. Sliding Campbell. Gazelle down the line. Kazada, the 30-time Afghan international, dealing with that. Orrit tried to flip it on for Vakatsos and couldn't get it there.
Something Jamie Gazelle needs to be careful of. He does like to attack and an overlapping fullback there, but he needs to make sure he doesn't go too far. That time got caught out. Luckily, the 2 centre-backs were on the same page and they weren't punished for it, so that's something Jamie Gazelle needs to understand. You can attack as much as you want, or a bit of friendly fire there. Price this time gets it under control. So we've played almost 26 minutes here at Lakeside. Majority of the possession going in the way of the Eagles, just haven't been able to break down the Juventus backline as they go forward again. Another cross into the box. The header comes in. Offside flag is raised again, Ollie. That was close that time.
Yeah, not a bad header there from Sam Orrit, but he was in an offside position. He probably knew it too. He's been the one for mine that has been the most likely for Springvale so far in terms of an avenue to goal. It's 6 goals this season. Got 4 last year in State League 1, splitting his time with Mornington and Springvale White Eagles, 2 for each. All over for Gilboy. First touch into space, he goes over. Juve fans wanting a foul. Lucas Mattia seeing nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, a bit unlucky there, Gilboy. I thought maybe a foul there. Springvale get away with that one. But he does get a lot of fouls during the game. It's his pace and silky skills that tend to get defenders unravelled. He's back on his feet, which is a good sign. Now Springvale look to attack here. Bit of a lock of the legs there, and eventually Lucas Mattia calls the whistle.
Yeah, Kademi got unlucky there. For Springvale White Eagles, he was involved in a bit of a push and shove session after the whistle had gone, but everything broken up now. Bit of feeling in this one, as you would expect there to be. Gazelle wanting Lockie Smith. Will be brought back. Held in there, Arresti. Another one with NPL Victoria experience. 5 appearances from 2017 to 18 for Pascoe Vale. Debut back in the July of 2017 in a 1-0 win over Avondale. Switch towards Gilboy. He will do well to keep that in. Montana getting there first to the loose ball. Watched by the Katsos. Gilboy tried the roulette. He went over again, and once more wasn't adjudged to have been fouled.
Yeah, I don't think that was a foul there. Just showed too much of the ball. Maybe lost a bit his balance a bit, but again, the Brunswick fans not happy with those challenges.
I think Lucas Mattia will be the most popular man with that Juve contingent. They have brought a fair few here to Lakeside. Looking for a return to the Victorian second tier. This is their second season away after being relegated back in 2023. This is a club with lofty ambitions and maybe even loftier than the second tier, but they've got to get there first. Throwing down the line for Springvale towards Orrit, who tried to flick it in, and he did well to ensure that his team kept hold of the ball. It's very close to the corner flag, but it's out of play for a throw. Prospect that Josh Miller will quite like. Chaos set to ensue inside the box. Miller hurls it long towards Sakazada. Might break for White Eagles and header down into the ground. Wolstenholme there in the vicinity. Interesting ball forwards. And still it's Juve under the pressure, but some of that pressure will be relieved there. Not a great hit from Kademi. Nothing there for Liam Price to do.
Yeah, only 1 goal to his name, Kademi. Just a bit of frustrations there. Didn't get really behind it. Again, Pricey just slicing that one wide. Haven't been able to control the ball as much as they like, Brunswick Juventus. They are getting caught out by the wind. Maybe just need to play it on the ground a little bit until they get to the halfway line. And some big moment here for Isles, the captain, to bring it in. They do like to go long with their throws as Isles launches one into the box. That time, Price able to get it under control. Very slow to get in their positions, Brunswick Juventus, especially in midfield. You can see Jamie Gazelle coming into the middle. Got a bit of distance on that one for Gilboy, but 1 second to the ball, and it'll be another throw. Tramontana to throw it in from right in front of their bench as we played almost 32 minutes here at Lakeside.
Tramontana, another one who's played junior football with the club now known as Brunswick Juventus. That time with Western United in 2021 as well. Ball going across to Preston. The play from Lachlan Campbell, who could complete a rise from State League 4 North to VPL 1 with a win here today. It was with the Northern Falcons back in 2022. Ball goes forwards. Taken down by Kademi, who'll get it back. He'll try and lift the ball in. Corner looked to have been prevented there by Tramontana initially, but as he played the ball, he couldn't keep it from going behind. Saying earlier on, Alex, that a lot of those White Eagles attacks are coming down that right-hand side, which means that Christian Tramontana's got a lot on his plate. He's done well so far.
Big job for the 18-year-old. And you can see here, Greg Seymour has just come at the edge of the box, so he knows the danger there. You can see 3 players from the Eagles.
The Isles corner. Left-footed, and Price getting something on it. Carlo trying to play it. And that one has gone behind. Tramontana not happy that there wasn't a decision going his way in there. But his team will have the ball via a goal kick.
Noticing Ollie, the centre-backs for Springvale really pushing up as soon as they get a corner. As soon as the ball is called for the referee or goes out, they rush back into position, not allowing Brunswick Juventus to get out. As Price looks again for Gilboy. Headed down, up and under ball there. Again, Springvale win the ball back, looking to attack, but clearance by Brunswick Juventus. This is where they need to keep the ball a little bit. Put the pressure back on Springvale White Eagles in their defence. Ensure that they don't get out so easily. That's the one thing they've done really well so far, Ollie.
It's going to be interesting to see whether the pattern of the first 34 minutes or so holds into the rest of the game. Because as we start thinking about which way the half-time team talks will go, there's a fair way before that, of course, but I fancy that if the half-time whistle was to have gone now, Michael Colangelo would have been the one more likely to get the hairdryer out. Well played by Bennett. Got it back for Wolstenholme, who will help lift it on down the right-hand side. Ball lifted in, and Price able to keep it away from Garmo. Juve can look north now. Smith marking one down the right. Sakazada across to cover. Tom Holt. His footballing travels have taken him to Gibraltar, formerly of Bruno's Magpies. He played in the second tier of football in Gibraltar a few years back. Orrit with a heavy touch. That went out of play last off him. Down the line. Sakazada up early. Taken away from Lockie Smith. Smartly done by Isles. Orrit for the overlapping Gamo, who kept it in and helped it on. But Katsos the wrong side of the defensive line. And had he been a fraction earlier, he would have been in.
Mickey Gamo there, really showing us his skills. Just was able to break 2 Brunswick Juventus defenders and able to turn their attention to attack. He's really been dangerous on his left-hand side, despite being deprived of the ball. When he does get it, he makes it count, and Tramontana there just not able to keep it in. As they go forward here for Katsos. One back by Tagaki, Lovic. Again, just not the right ball. He gets it back again, up and under clearance. Samoa brings it down, looking to go thread the needle, but that time Isles cuts it off. They go back to Hull. As he licks direct route there, Gazelle flicks it on, looking for Smith, but again, Isles, the captain, leading the way. And it'll be a throw for Springvale as we head into the 37th minute here at Lakeside.
Worth noting that this is the first of 2 Brunswick teams in action today. Brunswick City and Melbourne City squaring off in the VPL 1 promotion playoff later on before the VPL Men's Grand Final between Heidelberg and Avondale. Thrown in by Isles, but the best play there by Nicky Gamo. He wanted Orrit, but could only get it behind for the goal kick. It's a day of football that makes you not want to be anywhere else, and it's a privilege to be here covering this one. Montana, he's shown down the line by Bakatsos. Drilled it infield, and good slide in there from Luka Lovic to prevent the White Eagles getting back on the ball, because they were about to take it back in a dangerous position. Morris looking long, Orrit, and once more Springvale caught offside. Sam Orrit with a thumb up in appreciation of what Aaron Morris was trying to do. Just had to hold the run.
Yeah, it's a good ball in again. The fullbacks for Springvale White Eagles just want to see him a little bit closer towards the halfway line. They do have the wind behind them, and you just feel if they can get that yard or two of extra space, they're able to pinpoint their passes. It puts the pressure back on Brunswick as they're facing real difficulties trying to bring the ball out. With the wind just taking the ball, you can see there's Lockie Smith. Again, as Gamo brings it down. Isles. That time, Kademi tried to thread the needle is Lovic. Again, it's a poor pass. His passing today hasn't been on point. Isles again. Oh, looks for a through ball. It's Gilboy now. Gilboy gets around Hull. Good work there from Hull. He just needed a better touch, and Springvale turned their attention into attack, but that was a big moment in the game, and this could be our first card, and it is. Looks like Sam Orrit.
Guess who? Card number 11, Sam Orrit in this league season. Known him a fair while from his time at Mornington, and that is no surprise.
It was bound to happen, but that was a big moment in the game for Brunswick. Gilboy really just had to get around Hull, or at least accept the challenge there, Ollie. If he went down, it would have been a clear penalty, but great work there from Thomas Hull. Stood his ground and saved them a goal.
I personally assess it, without having a look back, as good work from Tom Hull, as opposed to a lack thereof from Gilboy. Gilboy did the right thing, saw the onrushing Hull, and maybe he could have had a stronger touch, but he timed that superbly, did Tom Hull, to get down, get a hand in and help it away, because for all money it looked like it was about to be 1-0, and it would have been had Tom Hull been rounded, but he wasn't. Game still goalless.
Probably the best chance for Brunswick in this game so far.
Campbell and Tremontana down the line for Gilboy. Probably been Brunswick Juventus' best going forwards. It's been he and Sam Orrit who have stood out for mine for their respective clubs. But neither have been able to breach the defences of the other. Morris getting a foot in there. It's Cargie. One of 3 players in the Brunswick Juventus squad to have played every game. Lewis Gilboy and Lockie Smith the other 2. So all attack-minded. Free kick here for Springvale. Kademi trying to get himself involved.
Bit of a silly foul to give, especially with 5 minutes remaining in this half.
Gives the opportunity here for Luke Isles, the Tasmanian, formerly of the Olympia Warriors, played here against South Melbourne in the NPL Finals Series back in 2015, which is one of the reasons why South Melbourne then came in. Played the one game in an FFA Cup tie. The earlier rounds against Keysbury United, his ball in, not a great one, could only find Liam Price in the Brunswick Juventus goal. He's been busy, not in the orthodox ways you'd expect a goalkeeper to be. His distribution there was poor. Alright, got a foot in, but Juventus a little bit lucky that they can have the ball at the moment. Almost again given away, this time by Campbell. Alright, again, the instigator of trying to win the ball back, but once more, he couldn't keep it for his team. Tramontana, he looks down the line, pumps it up towards Takagi, trying to keep Morris honest. Sakazada, and back for Hull, who could only find touch. And those Juventus fans are starting to lift.
I think that's what Takagi needs to do more of, attack, put that pressure on the back four, as Gilboy now looks to get around his marker, and he earns the first corner of the game. And it's better late than never. But Takagi really needs to get more involved in this game. He's been a passenger so far. And if he can just add that added pressure on the back four of the Springvale White Eagles, they can turn it over. So big chance here for Brunswick Juventus now. Cross to come in. No, they avoid the short ball. On the edge of the box, it's Lovic. Cross comes in, it's low. Not the greatest. Oh, shout for penalty. And the referee not even bothered to blow his whistle. And we've got a player down here, and this could be a card here. Ollie, I didn't see what had happened there. Try have a look on the replay while you watch to see what happens. But again, Brunswick Juventus really should have done better there. The cameraman turned away just before we were able to see.
What we can tell you is that it's Sam Orritt who's down. Both sets of fans not happy in those 10 seconds. Brunswick Juventus thinking that they should have had a penalty with Lockie Smith sent over, but nothing doing there. And then the Springvale White Eagles fans are up in arms at what had happened to Sam Orritt, who is now upon his feet to enter the final minute of the 45. You just would not want to take your eyes off this game for a moment.
Starting to really open up here in the last couple of minutes. It's end-to-end, which was what we'd like to see. Orritt's back on his line.
There was a card brought out there as well.
Might be Smith, looks like it, so maybe just a bit frustrated in that challenge. As we head into the final minute of normal time, I'll say it'll be at least 4 minutes of added time for the Simioi injury. Thomas Hull to bring it back into play. There we have it, 4 minutes.
On the money.
The fourth official has indicated there will be a minimum of 4 minutes of added time.
Sakazada slicing one high. Got himself back where he needed to be. One up towards Kademi. There's a Brunswick Juventus free kick coming here.
It's Tagaki that's gone down there in that challenge.
He's fine by the looks. So, time enough for either side to score here. Free kick from Lukalovic, looking for Gilboy, and a play for Brunswick Juventus throw. Tramontana takes it short. Gilboy away from one, but back on terms Kademi. Rather kindly for Gazelle. Striding through Aresti. Over towards the left-hand side. Tramontana trying to ride the challenge, and helping out there superbly was Wolstenholme, who then won his team a throw. Expertly defended by the central midfielder. One of the best and fairest for the club. This time Liam Wolstenholme So he's highly thought of in the ranks at his club, showing why on a grander stage. To play for another White Eagles ball as we move to the midway point of the added time. We had 4 allotted, owing largely, as you say, to that Nick Simeo injury in the opening few minutes.
Yeah, we'll try to get word of if he's okay, as Tramontana trying to get back Pullity, but he earns his side a free kick as we played 2 minutes out of the 4 extra minutes that are required. That time cost us the Catsos, giving away a foul. And will be a big moment here if Brunswick can just get to the halftime break 0-0. They've been under the pump for the majority of this game. Maybe Springvale just be a little bit disappointed that they had a lot of attacking possession but weren't able to put a goal behind Prices. Eventually goes up the field. Looking for Siamoa. It's all red shirts. Lovic. One back by Springvale now. Good work that time from Kademi. Is there one last attack here? Challenge came through by Lucky Campbell as the White Eagles on the byline looking to get around his marker, and it will be a goal kick.
Yeah, unlucky there from Vakatos. He thought that the decision should have gone the way of Springvale. It didn't. So we're approaching half-time, of course. If we're level after 90, we will be going on from there. Extra time and penalties available if needed. Goal kick to halfway, won by Bennett. Trying to flick on. Resty definitively. Gilboy in the foot race with Josh Miller. The latter winning it. It's helped away, and that is half-time. Good half of football, that. And we've got no goals to tell you of. Both teams with chances. Sam Orrick came close early for the Springvale White Eagles. Couldn't find a way past Liam Price. Looked as though Lewis Gilboy was about to find his way around Tom Hull in the Springvale goal, but a good piece of goalkeeping. And sure that he didn't. It's half-time here at Lakeside. Brunswick Juventus 0, Springvale White Eagles 0.
VPL 1, VPL 2, and VPL Grand Final.
Unfortunately, he wasn't able to beat Thomas Hull. We do have some news though. Nick Simioi, who has come off, is unfortunately gone to hospital. We wish Nick all the best, and we hope it's just precautionary and he gets given the all clear to return back to the club, and he hopes the boys can bring it home for him. So good luck, Nick, and we hope to see you back around the club very soon. Ollie, sum up the first 45 for us.
Yeah, again, just going to echo the well wishes for Nick Simioi. It was a head injury that he's gone with, so we hope that he's okay. In terms of the first half, well, I think the injury delay with his injury had a bit to say in it, because that was when Brunswick Juventus got themselves a foothold back into the game with the stoppage. They had the early momentum, did Springvale, and they started to get a foothold into the game, Brunswick Juventus, after that delay. But I feel like White Eagles had the better of the first half without being able to score. Worth noting too that the White Eagles fans with the drums have made their way round from one grandstand to the other, and the one they've moved to is the one that we are housed in. So will they be celebrating? Will they be banging the drum? Or can Brunswick Juventus contingent keep them quiet? Should be a big second half of football. And of course, if we're still level at the end of the 90, you know what comes after that: extra time and penalties. Potentially a tantalising prospect for both of these clubs.
Interesting how Brunswick go. They'll be with the win this time, so Springvale now will have to turn their attention to making sure that they play out from the back. So Brunswick need to take advantage of this early on. Can they get on the scoreboard, as that's a poor back pass there. And it will be a throw-in for Brunswick right in front of the bench as Jamie Gazelle to bring it back in. No changes at the halftime break. Both coaches, Mick Calangiarella and Andrew Eskelda, happy with their starting lineup. So it'll be interesting to see who blinks first, as Tramontana been under the pump in the first 45, as Lockie Smith now given away again. He wins the ball back, happy to go back to arrest it.
Worth noting, of course, sorry, Alex, that Simioi did go off, so it's Lachlan Campbell came over him, but otherwise it's as you were.
Going forward now to Garkey, looking to get around, just plenty of red shirts. Goes down as Springvale now look to turn their attention to attack. Gazelle concedes a bit of ground to Campbell. Gilboy had Brunswick's best chance of the game. Gazelle, ball over the top to Simioi, but Sakizada clears it eventually, and it'll be another throw.
Taken short, Lovic. Work it down the Juve right, but Faisal Sakizada tries to sort that out. 115 Victorian top flight appearances for Faisal Sakizada. Made his debut for the Dandenong Thunder back in 2013. Wolstenholme presented it to Tramontana. Holding ball, but that's got out. Played by Bennett. Makatos away from one. The flick, bit too intricate from Kademi. Trying to play for a White Eagles ball. Throw for Miller, who's played 26 of the previous 27. The only outlier being a clash against North Geelong last month. Been a near ever present this season. Part of the reason why Springvale find themselves in this position. Tramontana looking for Siamoa. Sakizada there again. Towards halfway. One by Kademi. Down the line from Miller. Chance for Kademi. Orrit there in the middle for Springvale. Kademi will try and find him. Orrit takes it down. And a free kick coming here for White Eagles. There were immediate shouts for handball. It's just outside the box where the ball is spotted down. Prime position here for Luke Isles to work with.
Yeah, big moment in the game early on. We've seen Brunswick come out of the blocks a lot better, but they've got to turn their attention to defence now. Isles, the captain, stepping up to the plate. Can he find someone in the box now?
It's a two-man Juve wall facing him. Plenty in red for Luke Isles to try and pick out. It's left-footed towards the back post. Price came and got a punch to it. Como well over the top. And in the end, that's lucky enough to go behind for a goal kick, another throw.
Yeah, big moment there for Springvale. Didn't get probably the right balance that time. Just a little bit off centre, and I'm happy to go over the line. So they've survived that challenge. Tramontana's been good in opening minutes. A lovely ball over the top. Siamoa now. 2 to beat. He's just got to wait for reinforcements. Smith out wide. Big chance here. It's Lockie Smith. Can he find someone? Squares it. Chance coming back. Good save. The follow-up, and there it is. It's Lewis Gilboy who gets the opening goal for Brunswick Juventus. What a start for the black and white. And Ollie, that's their first real attack of the second half.
Not much Tom Hall could do. Just couldn't keep it away from goal and couldn't keep it away from Lewis Gilboy. 12th of the season. That one more important than the 11 previous combined. Big moment in the game. And after dominating large spells, the gauntlet is thrown down to Springvale to try and find something.
Well, he's made up for that miss in the first half. Nick Simioi almost threw his phone at the hospital doctor there. I'm sure that time he was high-fiving him. What a moment in the game. Their first real attack, and he puts it away. Hull did his best, Ollie, there. He kept the initial shot blocked, but the second one coming back at him was far too quick, and Brunswick get the goal they wanted. I was
going to say, it was a smart enough save at close range, but again, couldn't deal with the rebound, and got to try and find a response.
That's changed the game, the dynamics now, as Springvale will have to go into attack mode, but they're against the wind. How do they deal with this? What does Andrew Skelda do? Does he make a tactical change or a substitution? As Smith now. Good defensive work that time by Kadami.
Throw taken quickly. Miller trying to get the White Eagles back on the front foot. To touch. Another Springvale throw. Josh Miller to load up long again. The box it goes. Rather tame throw. Morris got up. Sliced high by Smith. Fall kindly for Brunswick Juventus here. Takagi over towards Gilboy. He's face to face with Isles. Find a way by him. Any which way, but couldn't manage it. Of course, it's the obvious saying that goals change games. But there really is a different feel about this one.
Well, we said at half-time, Ollie, the game needed a goal, and Brunswick Juventus striked first. It's how did the Springvale White Eagles really respond? Plenty of time left, obviously. We've got over 40 minutes to go. As we said, if extra time is required and the dreaded penalties, but Brunswick have to now really control themselves, ensure that they maintain possession in the right areas. They can go wide here. Tramontana has been good in his second half. Aresti out wide to Smith. Flicks it forward, but Gilboy not on the same page. And Hull slows things down.
Gamo deep to receive and trying to get himself into the game. He loses out. The ball forwards. There's a fizzer from Gazelle, but couldn't find Siamoa. Camo. Round the corner. So again, it comes on stop for White Eagles, who had it back before Paraskos stepped in. And Tramontana wanting Smith, who in the end fouled Josh Miller.
Luka Lovic, a couple of times, Ollie, he's given the ball away with really poor passes, not really directed at anyone. I think that's something he needs to really get under control. If he finds that right pass, it'll really open up the game a lot more. We know how good he is. And well, it's Lockie Smith who's got the yellow. He's been sent off, Ollie. That's just changed the game for Brunswick Juventus, as Lockie Smith has received his second yellow card. And now even though they've got that goal, they're down a player. How do you handle this now?
He was the one booked earlier on, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Giving the referee Lucas Matera a piece of his mind after a decision didn't go his way. He got booked for dissent. And it was a relatively late card there from Lucas Matera, who was just making sure he had all the information that he needed. And that's what you've got to do as a referee, make sure that you've got all the information you need. And if you have to take a little bit longer to make the right call, then you make it. But a big call is what he's made to send off the hero from last week in Lockie Smith. And another twist in this one. Juve down to 10. And he's not happy about it, neither of those Juve fans. So Brunswick Juventus with the advantage on the scoreboard. Springvale White Eagles now with the advantage numerically.
Well, big moment in the game. We've got to see how Brunswick respond now. Do they sit back or they still attack here? What does Springvale do? Do they try to utilise that extra man advantage? They are chasing the game. This is a huge moment in the game now. We've got, as we said, over 35 minutes to go. Mick Calandrella needs to make a tactical change now. That front four needs to be a front three, maybe even a front two, and have just that presence in the middle as Gilboy gets around his marker, still going. Gilboy now. Siamoa's offside. Gilboy, was he fouled? No advantage. And that time, Josh Miller bringing down Gilboy. They've just got to take their time now in possession here, Brunswick. Ollie, they can't turn it over quickly. They've got to be patient on the ball. They've got to make sure their passes are going to players. But now it's a waiting game. And it'll be interesting to see how both teams respond.
Of course, they've lost a bit of their attacking talent with the sending off of Lockie Smith. They wouldn't want to lose more with a change for Gilboy. It is Springvale who are making a change themselves here. Kostas Vakatsos has been taken off, as has Mohamed Kademi. Miles Mavrikos is on as one of the two changes. Player formerly of Nunna Wadding, was in the under-23 setup there last year. And Vojislav Miljevic is the other one who's come on. He's slotting in at fullback. Miljevic, formerly of Avondale and Langwarren, was former Rising Star of the Month back in 2014. It's his third spell at this club. He was part of that promotion-winning team last year that took Springvale White Eagles from the State Leagues back to Victorian Premier Leagues. That's Luka Lovic. The Irishman stands over the free kick. Looks to shoot.
Ooh.
Hole parrying. And he was able to keep it away from Greg Siamoa. Had to react quickly there, and he did. Stung his palms, but didn't cost him. Bennett fouled there.
Big save from Hull. Samoa probably just a second too late that time. And really, Springvale haven't really done much in his second half, Ollie. They've sort of gone back in their shell a little bit. They are against the wind, we know that, but they did well in the first 45, couldn't put the ball in the back of the net. Now they go forward. It's a lovely ball. Shouts for penalties. The referee not even interested. Lucas Matea. The Springvale fans not happy with that one. And it's going to be a card here for Gazelle. Big moment in the game there, Ollie. Trying to have a look at the replay. It was Gamo that was brought down by Gazelle. That was close.
I'll tell you what, they've got a case. They absolutely have a case.
Yep.
I'm no referee, so can't tell you whether the decision was definitively wrong or right, but do they have a case? Looked like a shirt pull in there on second viewing, but again, Lucas Matea was in the best position. And so only a free kick here.
Still in danger. Still in danger, though. Still in danger.
The free kick. Towards the middle, but headed away by Samoa. Not fully dealt with. It's over towards the right. Miller trying to work it across. Miller got it across, but Morris couldn't get his feet sorted. Big chance. He was in a great position. Aaron Morris, the Englishman, couldn't get his body in the right position. The chance came and went.
What a moment. What a moment. As you said, Ollie just couldn't get behind the ball. Brunswick survive. Tagaki flicks it on to no one. Just really giving his defence a bit of a rest. But they're starting to get back into the game now, Ollie. And Springvale need to keep pushing that. Apply the pressure. Keep going. They've got the extra man advantage.
And that will tell one way or another. If not on the scoreboard, at least in the way that the final half an hour plays out. Sakizada. Morris. Over once again for Miller. He gets it back off the 1-2. It's touch heavy. Milievich. The one goal this season came against Burundara back in April. Advancing Morris. Again over for Miller, who helps it on. Milievich, first time ball. Blocked at the first time of asking by Campbell. Miller electing not to throw long. Wolstenholme. And Miller saw it skip underneath his foot. 4-1 from the White Eagles' point of view. Out of play for a Brunswick Juve throw.
Yeah, it just took his eyes off the ball, as you mentioned, Ollie. Everyone in Springvale's team is in their attacking half, so they've set their intentions. They know they need to chase the game now. Under half an hour to go. How does Brunswick handle this? Tramontana. Tagaki flicks it on, but no one really there. Going forward, Gamo. Out wide to Miller. Greg Samoa has to do a bit of running in the final 30 minutes here. As a tactical change by Mikel Andrella has been made. He's trying to get numbers behind the ball, rightly so. Chance for Wolstenholme. Sakizada. Looking for a through pass. Oh, the challenge there. Brunswick clear. Sakizada heads it down. Lovich, good challenge. Gazelle needs to be careful, he's on a yellow. Springvale, turn their attack, trying to attack. Eventually cleared. Gilboy, trying to bring it down, but a heavy touch there. As Springvale now win it back, they're going forward. trying to get numbers into the box. Well, that's a poor pass, but still reached his target. As Morris again now. Lost one over the top. Oh, couldn't get on the end of it. And Brunswick survive.
Once again, Sam Orrick caught offside. Still more than enough time for Springvale White Eagles to get themselves back on terms, but they want to make this numerical advantage tell sooner rather than later. If they grab one quickly, they cast their eyes to try and winning it in the 90. Oh, Sakazada with enough poise there. The touch was a bit strong, but he got away with it. With the former Kingston defender. Morris. Miller. Trying to work it on. Miljevic was getting on it. That ball could have gone anywhere. Fell kindly for Takagi, who hoists high. Everyone behind the ball for Brunswick Juventus at the moment. Just given that they're down to 10 is something that you can't fault them for. Miller, central, Bennett. Keeping it for now at least. CMO who takes over for Brunswick Juventus. Trying to keep Walsenholm off the ball. He was taken down, but fairly enough, according to Lucas Mattia. Morris, the crossfield switch. After Isles, who couldn't get there. Behind for a goal kick it goes.
Yeah, Greg CMO there just needed to get his body behind the ball. Was looking for the foul. That's why the referee was not interested. He did come off at halftime last week against Goulburn Valley. He's not really moving as quick as he would like so far, so maybe it's an injury that's coming through over the last couple of weeks. They do have a couple of players on the bench that could come on. You got Joshua Ubina, Felipe Sanchez is the other. So it might be a tactical change by Mick Calandrella. We'll see if he pulls the trigger. We played almost 66 minutes so far. Interesting to see what he does here. They're going forward now. Tramontana. Brunswick really got to be careful here as Gazelle. Launch a ball long, but Hull easily picks it up. Morris. Sakizada. They can go wide to Miller. Looks for the line. Good. Tramontana keeps it in, still going forward, the youngster. 18 years of age. As Morris finds Sakizada.
1-2 between he and Bennett. Bennett clattered as he played it. Play allowed to go on. Walsenholm lifts it. Miljevic trying to find the cross he wanted and ended up going behind. It's every kick of the football that's having to go right for Springvale. And enough of them aren't at the moment. Bit of an issue for Greg Siamoa perhaps. Help comes to him. Don't think the path from Green Gully to Life FC in Cambodia to Brunswick Juventus is a path well travelled, but Greg Siamoa has made his way across it. Important player. Has the 8 goals this season for Brunswick Juve. As you say, maybe not at 100% in terms of his movements. He's usually fluid, but hasn't quite shown that. Might have an ailment that's preventing that.
Just trying to have a look, Ollie, to see whether the Brunswick subs, they are warming up, but no one's really going to the halfway line to come on. So it'll be interesting to see if Mick Calandrella maybe decides in the next 2-3 minutes whether he might bring someone on as CMOA comes off.
Of course, worth noting that they've already used one of their available slots, Brunswick Juventus, to make a change. They had to do that early. A fourth one with Nick Simmer going off. But they do have enough talent on the bench, if needed. Of course, it might be defensive subs, the order of the day, with the way that the game's positioned at the moment, particularly given they're a player down as well. Takagi trying to find Siamoa, who labours off after it. Hole, and unable to keep it in. Josh Miller. I don't think you need to be a rocket scientist to work out the fact that when there's an opportunity for Brunswick Juventus to take some time off the clock, they will do it.
The dark arts, as it's called.
And they've got multiple reasons for that to be the case too. Goal up, man down. Almost checking about every box in that regard. Here's Tom Holt. Hoofs one long. Orrit wins the header. Down towards Gamo, who was beaten to it. Over for Aaron Morris. Miller. Down the line he goes. Campbell, watchful, behind for a corner. Mavrikos putting him under it, the substitute for Springvale White Eagles. And any excuse for those White Eagles fans to bang that drum, they will. Can that support help get them back on terms?
Let's hope it's not too hard, Ollie, otherwise they'll put a hole in it.
Luke Isles to take the corner. "27-year-old, left-footed, into the box. We're taken away from Price by his own man in Gazelle. Keeper's down, and the play whistled down.
I think that was his own man there that came into contact with Liam Price. Just having a look at the replay there. I think it's Gazelle that went up for that challenge with him. So a bit of friendly fire between the two teammates. Not sure how much of an impact it was, but I'm guessing Price is trying to milk it for all it's worth.
Penny for the thoughts of Ben Nassiet right about now, the backup goalkeeper for Brunswick Juventus.
I think he'll be licking his lips going, come on, I'm ready to go, coach.
Would he?
Well, I don't know.
I'm not sure it's the mind of a backup goalkeeper, but when you speak to backup goalkeepers, they always say you've got to be ready to play.
That's right.
But very rarely are you required. He's sat down on the bench at the moment. And it would be very interesting if he's to be called on here. It would take a fair bit for Liam Price to make his way off. Looks like he'll be okay. The White Eagles had the ball at the time of the whistle, so you'd think that it'd be a drop ball back for them, and it will. Just working out the location of that. Ball dropped down at the feet of Miljevic, and we're back away again. Ball sent in!
Oh.
And then sent over. Miljevic was offside anyway. He wasn't to know. Lifting it over the top, but any blushes spared by the offside flag.
Big chance there for the Eagles. Just couldn't time his run there. It was Miljevic. And another let off there by Brunswick, as Liam Price is going to be given a warning here. So he's got 17 minutes to really toe the line here. He's given that warning, so I guess Mateo knows he's going to have to blow his whistle again this time as Springvale look to attack. Tramontana sends it forward. Gilboy took a heavy touch again as Springvale have the numbers. Oh, it's an awkward back pass, but lucky they got plenty of red shirts there as Isles sends it up the line. It's kept in. No, the third assistant says it's just gone over the line as Gazelle looks to bring it back in play.
Just over 15 to play in the 90. Brunswick Juventus can reach out and touch it. Promotion to the second tier, and Victorian football is almost theirs. There's a bit of action on their bench too, by the looks. They try and shore things up. Morris. Mixed up with Sakazada. Sent forwards, but across Theo Oresti to slam it into the stands. Here's the change.
Joshua Ubina.
Josh Ubina to take the place of Greg Siamoa. Formerly in the Melbourne Victory system, Josh Ubina didn't play a senior game for them, played once in the MPL Men's Victoria competition back in 2021. And the White Eagles are making a switch too. Mickey Gamo is off. And how's this for a potential storyline? Goran Zoric is on. The 37-year-old, as is Lasana Decore, with Sam Orrick making way too. The ball is hurled in, all bouncing around, Oresti to send it away. And a whistle in there. Brunswick Juventus free kick. Goran Zoric, 49 appearances for South from 2008-2009. This is a ground he knows well. Also played 46 times in the Victorian top flight, when it was known as the VPL for the Springvale White Eagles, so has a sense for big occasions, and his club need him here.
Well, its age is just a number. The club legend, Goran Zoric, has 7 goals to his name. Can his 8th be the one that gets him on equal terms? Time will tell. As Ubina gets the first touch, he swings it wide. Lovic, just a bit too casual. He gets it back again. It's Lovic now. Past the shooter. Shot comes. It comes off Hull. It's a fingertip save. And it's a corner here for Brunswick Juventus.
That might well have been going wide, but Tom Hull wasn't to know, was he? There was no one who could tell him whether it was going wide or not, so he just made sure.
Big moment here now for both teams. As Springvale try to get numbers behind the ball. As Mavrikos, the only player forward, everyone's back. Cross comes in from Ubina. Headed in! Oh, it's a goal line clearance! They were inches away from making it 2-0. What a moment that was for Springvale. And Ollie, that could have easily gone over the line.
Brilliant from Daniel Bennett on the last line of defence. Flicked on at the front post. Bennett in the right spot to see it off the line and away. Keeps his team in the game. Worth noting too that the other player coming on in the double change in Lasana Decore, 50 appearances in Ligue 2 in France, so they've got a fair bit of experience coming on.
No goals to his name so far.
Chances trying to roll it forward there was Zoric looking for Mavrikos but couldn't find him. They'll throw everything at this now. Springvale White Eagles, and they have to. Ball over towards Miljevic. Second ball. Springvale will keep hold. Mavrikos trying to buy a yard for a cross. That route was shut off. Back for Miller. First time a high ball. Cleared Decore. And Gazelle will send high and away, out of play for a White Eagles ball in. And it's a change in the way that they'll play this game. Oric coming off and Decore coming on. Decore much more of a target man, which might allow Josh Miller more of a route into the game with the long throws too.
Might have been just the fact that Oric does have a yellow card to his name, so yeah, if you have to throw someone up at the last couple of minutes, why not have Decore, who has the height advantage over the centre backs for Brunswick Juventus, but can they get the ball to him is the question.
Morris couldn't find Isles. I don't think the yellow card would have come into the thinking though. I think you want your best 11 players out there when you're 1-0 down with 10 minutes to play.
And an extra man advantage as well.
That too. It's one of those where you want the 11 players out there who you feel are best going to give you a chance to come from behind and win the game. And if they feel that that's with Lasana Decore, then that's the way they'll go. Andrew Sklenar and company. Ticking towards the final 10 of the 90. Springvale needs to find something from somewhere. Hull looks long. It's nodded on and Zoric couldn't get there. Price again off his line. Isles with the header to try and find Goran Zoric, but the custodian for Juve up to it.
Price really poor.
Let him down at times.
Yeah.
He's about to make the point.
Really poor there with his goal kicking. He's got the wind behind him, really just got to go down the middle. But yeah, Ollie, that time really poor with his distribution. You don't want to give the ball back so easily to Springvale. They've got that extra man advantage. They're going all out attack here. As Miller. Lovic giving away a free kick.
Fouling his opposite number 8 in Liam Wolstenholme. 4 goals last year in the promotion campaign from State League 1. Goes without saying that he'd love one here. Miller. Looks down the White Eagles' right. Fricos couldn't quite get there, but he forced Campbell to see it out of play for a throw. And Josh Miller is right in the game here. Elects not to throw it long. He does have that in the locker, which we've seen today. Back for Morris, who locates Miller again. And they couldn't toe the touchline the way they'd want there. Had a play for a ball in, and each sloppy giveaway will start to mount up now.
That's the second time they've done it on our side here, Ollie. So interesting by Springvale as Gilboy just out-muscled there. Lovely touch through as Springvale try to go. It's a lovely ball. Milojevic out wide. He finds Mavrikos. Desperate defending here by Brunswick. Ubina now plays it into Gilboy. He's got 2 to beat. Lovely spin move from Gilboy now. He needs a bit of assistance. Can play it out wide. Gilboy, he lays it off. Just being held up near the corner flag. Desperate defending by Springvale. They come away with it. They clear it forwards. It's a lovely pass down the line here. And good work there from Aresti.
Looks like Sakazada's gone forward as they try and move things around Springvale. It was great play by Gilboy with the turn, but his pass just sent Takagi a bit wide. If he had his time again, better ball. Might have had Juve in on goal there. Set long up towards Decore, who was outpointed by Liam Price. It'll be the biggest game that man has played in. Been a little bit shaky at times, but overall, up to the task. Lovic, Gilboy ahead of him. Pina to his left if he wants to. He will go there. Former Dandenong City man. Tries to goad one of the White Eagles players into making a play on the ball. Abina gets his way around. Miller sent it in, but no one in black and white able to get on the end of it. Ball sent forward. Decore bumped off it fairly. Campbell forwards. Wave after wave of pressure to come, you think, from a White Eagles point of view. Wolstenholme working it back for Isles. Looks long for Sakazada, who has definitely gone from centre-back to centre-forward. Is that the move, do you think, Alex, to get the White Eagles back into the game?
Yeah, absolutely. They've got to throw numbers behind the ball. They're playing with just Gilboy up top. They only need 3 defenders, so Sakazada does have 2 goals to his name. He's really just got to throw everything in the kitchen sink at it as they go forward again. This time, Price, make sure we've only got 6, well, maybe 5 minutes to go plus stoppage time. So they've really just got to throw everything in the kitchen sink on at Brunswick Juventus. Promotion is on the line. You've got to do what you can. Oh, Gilboy, he's found himself onside here. Ubina running into the middle. Tracks back now. Gilboy, can he find the right pass? It's Lovic. Lovic gets around 1, 2, 3. Lovic, can he shoot? Out wide. Tagaki went too wide. Oh, what a chance for Brunswick Juventus to seal the game. And Ollie, he just dragged it wide.
That was promotion right there and then. If that goes in, that's game over. We're still not done here yet, though. Isles. He's passing the ball poor. White Eagles trying to make sense of it. Sakazada to come across and try and lend a hand. Bennett, right-footed, lifts one forwards. A couple of White Eagles players caught on their heels. Sakazada wanting it more central. Four and a half just under to play in the 90.
We're just watching Mikel Andrella, the Brunswick coach. He's pacing up and down. He's looking at his clock every couple of seconds. I think he's bitten off every single nail on his hand that he has left. Just trying to calm himself down. They've still got time. I would say there's about 3 minutes of added time here, Ollie.
I reckon you'll get more than that. Just in the sense of the fact it's a promotion playoff. There's always more added time, generally in the second half than the first. But I'm no fourth official. Morris. Bennett. Sent forward. Mavrikos off after it. Kept it in play. Isles to lift one. Sakazada underneath it, couldn't get there. Away for Wolstenholme, who receives it back. Looked like he was shaping the T1 up, lifts it in. Sakazada couldn't get there. Price could. And he stood tall when needed. Hasn't always done it in the most orthodox of manners, but he has done what has been required of him up to now. Job not done yet. Header won by Morris. Return back with interest. Breaks for Rabina of Brunswick Juventus. Just back of halfway. Twists and turns and keeps away from Zoric, but can't keep it away from the White Eagles team. Mavrikos, he thought he was fouled. Referee disagreed, sent out of play. Long and away by Campbell for a Springvale throw. Over for Bennett. Nice play from Isles down the Springvale left. He's side down. And that'll be a yellow card every day of the week.
Yeah, Gilboy that time. That might allow the substitutions to occur for Springvale White Eagles. It looks like a double substitution. No, he's actually they're going to sit back down. So interesting call there from Andrew Skelder. But it's an important moment in the game here. Ollie, they've got a free kick now. 2 and a bit minutes left to go here in normal time as a cross comes in. It's low. Oh, it's an awkward clearance. Sakizada. They get it back now. They go back to Isles. And it's still a throw in. Springvale, everyone forward here.
They've got one change ready by the looks of things. But whether they'll make it yet, we'll soon find out. It's hurled into the box. Decore the target. Breaks at the edge of the box, but effort low from Wolstenholme, not what was required. Bennett. All in Springvale red, stay forward. It's sent long. Sakazada chesting down. A couple of Brunswick Juve players to try and contend with. And it's helped away into touch. And the change. Wolstenholme is off. Kyle Marambio is to come on. Played youth football at the Dandenong Thunder at Richmond while they were still around in the Bentley Greens. Now on for the White Eagles as Miller sends this one into the box. Flicked on at the front post. Decore going to get a foot to it. A whistle and a Juve free kick rather than a White Eagles penalty.
Yeah, that time it was a big challenge there. As Decore just seemed to hit Price. Good refereeing there. And Price will milk up as much time as possible. And I think Brunswick Juventus might clear the bench here too. They've called their subs. And we have it. Looks like 7 minutes.
Indicated there will be a minimum of 7 minutes.
Plenty of time for Springvale to equalise here. So 7 minutes at a time as we've hit the magic 90 minutes now. It'll be 7 minutes of nerve-wracking football for Brunswick Juventus fans. For Springvale White Eagles and their fans, it's 7 minutes of opportunities. Tagaki, Gilboy, Lovic. Oh, almost got it through there, but desperate defending from Morris. Tramontana. And it'll be a throw here for the Eagles. They go long. Tramontana wins that header. Lovic looking to go forward again. Not really good with his passing range at the moment. They go wide. Is this the moment for Springvale? The cross comes in. It's low. Pirouetting that time as Gazelle happily sees that one go over the line for a goal kick.
A little bit too cute there from Goran Zoric. Tried to flick it on, but had a bit more time than he thought, I reckon, to take that one down. Still more than enough time for Springvale, but they have to find themselves back on level terms or their season's done at the final hurdle. Long from Price. Hit high by Bennett. Couldn't get the distance. Tagagi into the back of Gilboy. Decore towards Sakazada. Can they get it over to the right-hand side? It's over for Miljevic, who skips in field. Miljevic rolls across. Chance for Mavrikos, who wins the corner for the Springvale White Eagles.
Oh, hard in the mouth stuff there by Brunswick Juventus. The Springvale White Eagles fans are in full voice here, trying to get their team across the line. We've played 2 out of the 7.
Trying to play for a throw, in fact, that Isles will take long towards Sakazada. Taken down on halfway by Bennett. And back to Hull, who goes long. Looks over towards the Springvale left and can't find anyone there. Change for Brunswick Juventus. Off is Rin Takagi and on is Elliot Frost. Came on around this time last week against Altona City.
Can he bring it home for Brunswick Juventus now? He's just got to do a job here, ensure that Springvale don't score.
Ball hurled in. Who's that out of play off last? It's a corner. Is this where Tom Holt comes forward? He's looking to the bench.
He's told
he's
no.
held on halfway.
We've still got plenty of time. We've got almost 4 minutes to go, Ollie.
Probably the right decision,
Yeah.
but not the one the neutrals wanted. Probably smart that he stays back. The corner. Isles with an arm aloft, right-footed. Towards Sakazada, who wins his header. And it's left through for Liam Price. Smart defending from a Juve point of view. as more precious seconds tick off the clock.
Yeah, Liam Price this time just trying to milk it as much as he can. He launches a high ball in the air. Good header there by Frost. It looks like he'll be the lone target up top. He's just going to slot into the middle of the park now. Springvale just got to go forward at every chance they get now. They can't sit back and wonder. Every ball's going to be long and direct. The core, the target. Lovic gets taken out and they'll earn some precious seconds off the clock now. Oh, it's nervous for both sides. One wants a goal, one wants the whistle to go. We've got 3 minutes left to go, Ollie. Can Springvale cause some late drama here? Their fans are in full voice. Can we see one last twist in this tale, Ollie?
Set long, Frost will...
Oh!
Watch
Oh!
on as it bounced over Hull's head, and for a split second from this angle, wasn't sure that was heading on target. Luckily, from a White Eagles point of view, it wasn't. That would have been one way to ice the game. Morris. The Bennett. Is there late drama left in this one? Morris. Looks long. Sakazada got up. Offside. Critical time in the game. And a critical error to make. Minute and a half of the 7 to go. Juve are almost there.
It'll be the longest 90 seconds of Brunswick Juventus fans in their life. Price will milk up some more precious seconds. He goes long. Frost just has to get it to the byline. He loses out. Springvale send it forward. Up and under clearance. And it'll be another throw for Springvale right in front of the Brunswick bench.
Final minute, or just about. As Brunswick Juventus take it on. Frost making the run forwards. Slipped forward, but couldn't get to Frost from Lovic, who was frustrated. Perhaps the final roll of the dice from a White Eagles point of view. Hull goes long, he's got no other option. Flicked on, but through to Price. The substitute standing up on the bench for Brunswick Juventus. They're in anticipation and waiting for a whistle. Price already been warned about time wasting. Goes long. It's goalkeeper to goalkeeper. Checking the watch from Lucas Mattia. That's not a sign that the White Eagles players and fans will like. They've maybe got one more chance.
They go forward.
Bennett. Long ball. Headed and kept in by Price. And there's
There
a whistle.
it is.
Brunswick Juventus have found their way back to VPL 1.
What a moment in the game. They've done it the hard way. They had to lose their captain in opening minutes. They had to succumb to a red card by Lockie Smith. A lot of pressure from Springvale. But it was that one goal. That's all they needed from the Liverpudlian in Lucas Gilboy. That takes them back to the promised land. Commiserations to Springvale. Congratulations goes to Brunswick. They are back in VPL 1 football. And Ollie, what a game that was in the end.
They managed it so well, didn't they? It seemed like all was going against them with all the pressure, the red card, but they managed it so well. And in the end, given where they finished, they were the best of the rest not to go up automatically. Best side across the season goes up, I reckon. Springvale White Eagles don't get the fairy tale end they wanted, but goodness me, did they give everything. In the end, they couldn't find the goal they needed. And Brunswick Juve go up. They're back well they feel they belong, and they'll have aspirations to find one more, Alex, I'm sure you're aware.
Yeah, it's a credit to them. It's been a long season. They've had their ups and downs, but they made it count where it mattered. and they'll look forward to the VPL 1, the Chaos League at Stone, and I'm sure they'll bring plenty of chaos. We've got to give some commiserations to Springvale. They've done an absolute best to get to this moment in a game. They pulled off a big game last week against Altona. They just didn't have it in the tank, and we've got to congratulate them. They'll come back bigger and better next year, but congratulations to Brunswick Juventus. They are back into VPL 1. Ollie, on behalf of myself and you, great call from yourself and I, and congratulations to everyone involved. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned. We got VPL 1 playoff, Ollie, between Brunswick City and Melbourne City yet to come.
We certainly do. You'll be in the very capable company of Adam Sarakoglu for Melbourne City and Brunswick City, the VPL 1 promotion playoff for a spot in the big time next year, and then the big one. Josh Parrish and Mark Ivkovic for Heidelberg United and Dandenong City from 6:30. From Oliver Walker-Peel and Alex Sivkorovsky, it's been a pleasure to have your company this afternoon. Congratulations again to Brunswick Juventus. Take care, stay safe, stay tuned on the Football Victoria YouTube channel, and goodbye for now. And to you.
Congratulations, mate. Great calling with you.
So I had the call there, but I wanted to get